Get ready. This is going to be good.
In 2006, Donald Trump was not yet a politician. He was a billionaire, a TV star, and a New York icon. Rosie O'Donnell was one of the biggest names in daytime TV. But when she publicly criticized Trump on national TV, she had no idea what she had just started. What followed was a decade-long battle that eventually drove Rosie out of the country. She mocked him over a Miss USA scandal, calling him a
snake oil salesman,
even bringing up his past affairs, basically saying he wasn't fit to lecture anyone about right and wrong.
He's the moral authority. Left the first wife, had an affair. Left the second wife, had an affair. Had kids both times, but he's the moral compass.
It was a big moment in pop culture. Daytime TV had suddenly turned into a showdown. But Trump didn't stay quiet. His full response came during a 2006 appearance on Larry King Live. Unfortunately, the video's not online anymore, but I found the transcript. And full disclosure, I used a AI Trump voice to read the quote. He said,
"Well, I heard about it, and then I got the tape, and I thought it was disgraceful. I mean, here's a horrible human being, a terrible woman. She looks bad and she sounds bad. And believe me, as bad as she looks, she's worse inside. But she was very offended that I gave a nice young lady a second chance. I gave her a second chance because she has a problem. She's getting the problem taken care of. Rosie thought it was terrible that I gave her a second chance. Of course, she's given women many second chances. Only women. But Rosie was highly offended at this, Larry. Look, Rosie is a loser. You know it, and I know it. Her magazine failed. Her ratings for her show were terrible. They basically threw her off the air. With the magazine, there was litigation all over the place. She folded up like an umbrella.
And that was Trump being Trump, direct, unfiltered, and completely on offense. Not long after that blow-up, Rosie unexpectedly left The View in May 2007. Trump immediately took credit, even publicly predicting her exit. In a CBS News interview, he said,
"Rosie just lies, and I think Barbara Walters, who, in my opinion, is a great friend of mine, but a great woman, I think Barbara will eventually fire Rosie."
He also slammed her as,
"Rosie's a slob. She's crude, she's tough, she's arrogant, she's pushy, she's disgusting."
After this, things would simmer down for about 4 years. But then came 2011, and Trump still hadn't forgotten about Rosie. Later in that year, Rosie was getting attention for a new engagement to her girlfriend, and Trump seized on that moment to take another shot.
"I feel sorry for Rosie's new partner in love, whose parents are devastated at the thought of their daughter being with Rosie. A true loser."
A few months later, Rosie's new talk show on Oprah Winfrey's network was canceled in 2012 after poor ratings. Trump couldn't resist rubbing it in. He crowed on social media,
"Rosie O'Donnell has failed again. Her ratings were abysmal and Oprah canceled her on Friday night. When will media executives learn that Rosie just hasn't got it?"
On Fox News, he piled on that
"Rosie fails at everything."
In other words, he was happy to stomp on her career setbacks and keep the feud alive. After suffering a heart attack in 2012, Rosie dropped 50 pounds with the help of weight loss surgery. In 2014, she publicly spoke about feeling shame over her weight, and Trump didn't miss a beat. He tweeted,
"Rosie O'Donnell just said she felt shame at being fat. Not politically correct. She killed Star Jones for weight loss surgery. Just had it."
And Rosie didn't fire back with the long rant. Just 3 words. "Donald, go away." But Trump wasn't going anywhere because in 2014, Rosie O'Donnell tried to make a comeback on The View.
"Rosie is crude, rude, obnoxious, and dumb. Other than that, I like her very much."
She didn't respond at that time, but the tension was heating up. By early 2015, Rosie's second stint on The View fell apart. She left the show in February, citing stress and personal reasons. Trump didn't waste the opportunity. On E! News, he blasted Rosie as a total train wreck, adding,
"I like the show a lot, but let's face it, Rosie is a loser."
Then came one of my favorite debate moments of all time. During the first Republican presidential debate in August 2015, Megyn Kelly pressed Trump about his history of calling women derogatory names,
fat pigs, dogs, slobs, and disgusting animals.
Trump shrugged and interjected with a one-liner,
"Only Rosie O'Donnell."
The crowd roared with laughter and applause. It was an instant classic moment in political TV. Trump had turned a tough question into a punchline at Rosie's expense, and his supporters loved it. For a breakdown on how Trump dominated 2016, click that circle. But Rosie, watching this from home, was furious. She quickly tweeted back at Trump, telling him to try explaining that to your kids. But there was no doubt, in that debate moment, Trump had scored a public slam dunk on Rosie. In 2016, Rosie crossed a line even her own fans couldn't defend. She retweeted a video titled titled "Barron Trump Autistic?" and said, "If so, what an amazing opportunity to bring attention to the autism epidemic." She had no proof, just baseless speculation based on how Barron looked on camera. Trump supporters and even some Trump critics blasted her for dragging a child into politics. Melania Trump had to personally step in, calling the speculation inappropriate and insensitive. Rosie eventually walked it back, tweeting, "I was insensitive on my retweet. I am sorry for the pain I caused. It was not my intent. I'm truly sorry." And after that, the bad blood would continue boiling because in December 2016, Rosie tweeted, "Fire Comey," aiming to urge the ousting of FBI Director James Comey, who she blamed for Trump's victory. She was desperate to get under Trump's skin. By January 2017, just days before Trump's inauguration, Rosie went further. She blasted Trump as mentally unstable in a tweet, ranting that he was a criminal and unfit for office. She was practically screaming on social media for someone to stop Trump. But President Trump once again got the last laugh. In May 2017, Trump did fire FBI Director Comey, and what did he do next? He dug up Rosie's old "Fire Comey" tweet from months before and retweeted it. Trump added a cheeky comment,
We finally agree on something, Rosie.
He turned Rosie's own words into a punchline from the Oval Office. Rosie, of course, fumed. She lashed out, calling Trump a liar and warning the press not to trust him. The feud had now played out at the highest level of American politics for the whole world to see. Ever wonder what the fake news is saying, but don't want to lose more brain cells? Ground News shows you media bias at a glance, so you can watch the meltdown without getting sucked in. Use my link to get 40% off and support the MAGA Mark channel. Now back to the video. For the rest of Trump's presidency and beyond, the back and forth never truly stopped. Trump would still name drop Rosie in interviews or rallies whenever the topic of nasty critics or losers came up, getting easy laughs from his crowd. He even joked in one 2016 general election debate that
she deserves it and nobody feels sorry for her.
Rosie, on her side, never relented either. She continued to hammer Trump on Twitter and elsewhere for years, calling him every name under the sun. In one outburst, she even called him Adolf Trump and declared that anyone supporting him was a Nazi. The mutual loathing was loud and public. Neither one could let the grudge go. It became a long-running pop culture saga of its own. In January 2025, as Trump prepared to start a new term as president, Rosie O'Donnell finally had enough. In a dramatic move, Rosie packed her bags and fled the country. She announced via TikTok that she had moved to Ireland on January 15th, 2025. Rosie said she was applying for Irish citizenship and she would stay overseas until it is safe in the US.
It's not easy to move to another country, and we really felt as a family this was the safest and best thing for us to do. And it looks like, sadly, we were correct. For what's happening in the United States is overwhelmingly depressing, unconstitutional, illegal, criminal, and so very sad.
In other words, she didn't want to live in Trump's America anymore. She claimed Trump's re-election made her fear for the country, so she was getting out. Out of all the celebrities who claimed they would leave if Trump won, Rosie was the one who actually did it. Then came one last gem in this saga. In March 2025, the Prime Minister of Ireland visited the White House for a meeting with President Trump. During the Oval Office photo op, a reporter couldn't resist joking about Rosie. The reporter asked,
"Why in the world would you let Rosie O'Donnell move to Ireland?"
Trump grinned. You could tell he loved the question.
Thank you. I like that question.
Then, turning to the Irish Prime Minister, Trump asked,
Do you know who she is?
The Prime Minister looked a bit confused and admitted he did not. Trump smirked and delivered the final blow.
You're better off not knowing.
Direct from the White House, Trump had got the last word in this feud with Rosie, even as she sat an ocean away. After this, Rosie went on an Ireland talk show to respond to Trump's comments, but that would be the last word in their feud, at least for now.
He was meeting the Taoiseach,
Yes.
Micheál Martin, in the Oval Office last week. You're over here kind of minding your own business.
Yes.
And this happens.
Ireland is known for very happy, fun-loving people, great attitude, many in this room right now that I've met. Why in the world would you let Rosie O'Donnell move to Ireland? I think she's going to lower your happiness level.
It's true. Thank you. I like that question.
Do you know you have Rosie O'Donnell? Do you know who she is? Do you know who she is?
I'm joking.
You're better off not knowing.
President Trump.
Yeah, there it is. There he is in all his glory.
How does it feel watching that?
Very, very surreal, I have to tell you. He's been doing it for 2 decades, and I'm still not used to it every time he does.
Okay, so on the 4th of July, as I was finishing up this video, a new development occurred. Rosie posted a TikTok video literally urging Americans to overthrow the government. Here it is.
We hold these truths to be self-evident,
We hold these truths to be self-evident.
that all men are created equal,
All men and women created by
that they are endowed by their Creator with certain
you know the thing.
inalienable rights, and among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. To secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just power from the consent of the governed. But whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or abolish it, and to institute new government. Come on, America.